Guys, picture this. Back in 1977, NASA launched two tiny probes. Cell phones didn't even exist yet. The internet was science fiction. But right now, in 2026, those same probes are still alive, beaming messages back to Earth from over 25 billion kilometers away. Yeah, you heard that right. Voyager 1 and Voyager 2 are out there in interstellar space, still talking to us. This is the farthest, longest-running adventure humanity has ever sent into the cosmos. Mind officially blown? Let's dive into the whole incredible story. In 1977, NASA had a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. The outer planets, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, lined up perfectly, something that only happens every 176 years. So they built two identical spacecraft. Voyager 1 launched on September 5th, Voyager 2 on August 20th. Voyager 1 was a bit faster, so it hit Jupiter and Saturn first. Their main job was to fly by the gas giants and send back photos and data we'd never seen before. And wow, did they deliver! When Voyager 1 reached Jupiter, it discovered active volcanoes on Io, the first time we'd ever seen volcanoes anywhere except Earth. Io is 10 times more volcanic than our planet. Then, at Saturn, it revealed the incredible detail of the rings and the thick, hazy atmosphere on Titan. Voyager 2 went even farther. It became the only spacecraft ever to visit Uranus and Neptune. It spotted geysers on Neptune's moon Triton, faint rings around Uranus, and gave us our only close-up look at these icy worlds. These flybys completely changed what we thought we knew about the solar system. But the real magic happened after the planets. The Voyagers kept going, straight out of the solar system. They were designed to cross the boundary where the sun's influence ends, the heliopause. That's where interstellar space begins. Voyager 1 crossed that invisible line on August 25, 2012. Voyager 2 on November 5, 2018. They're now measuring cosmic rays, plasma, magnetic fields, stuff no human-made object had ever touched before. Voyager 1 is currently about 170 AU away. 1 AU equals distance from Earth to Sun, so roughly 25.4 billion kilometers. It's moving at about 17 kilometers per second, over 61,000 kilometers an hour. The signals take 23 to 24 hours one way now. If NASA sends a command today, the reply arrives tomorrow. That's how far they are. They're powered by radioisotope thermoelectric generators, RTGs, using plutonium-238. The power is slowly fading. NASA has already turned off most instruments. Cameras shut down in the 1990s, heaters off, only a couple of science tools left running. By 2026, 2027, another one will probably go dark. But engineering data might keep coming into the 2030s, possibly until 2036. Even as they get weaker, they're still teaching us about the edge of our solar bubble and what the galaxy beyond looks like. Now here's the part that gives everyone chills. Both spacecraft carry a golden record, a literal message in a bottle for the cosmos. It's a 12-inch gold-plated copper disc protected by aluminum and etched with instructions on how to play it. Carl Sagan and his team put together this time capsule of humanity. Inside, 115 images showing life on Earth, people eating, working, kids playing, animals, mountains, cities, DNA, even a supermarket. Sounds of our planet, ocean waves, thunder, birds, whales singing, a baby crying, footsteps, laughter, even the sound of a kiss. Greetings in 55 languages, from ancient Sumerian and Akkadian, over 6,000 years old, to modern ones like English, Spanish, Mandarin, Arabic, Hindi, and more. There's a message from President Jimmy Carter. This is a present from a small, distant world. We are attempting to survive our time, so we may live into yours. And the music? 90 minutes of the best humanity had to offer. Bach, Beethoven, Chuck Berry's Johnny B. Good, Indian classical ragas, Navajo chants, Peruvian panpipes, Azerbaijani mugam. A beautiful snapshot of our diversity. This isn't just data, it's us saying hello, we were here, we thought, we loved, we created. Now, the wild part? These probes will never stop. They'll keep drifting forever. Voyager 1 will come within about 1.6 light years of a star called Gliese 445 in roughly 40,000 years. After that, they'll just keep floating through the Milky Way for billions of years. If someday, maybe billions of years from now, an advanced alien civilization finds one of these probes and they figure out how to play the record, the cover even has basic instructions and a sample of uranium-238 so they can date it, what will they think? They'll hear our laughter, our music, our greetings in dozens of tongues. They'll see pictures of our oceans, our children, our cities. They'll know that once upon a time, on a tiny blue planet orbiting an average star, a curious species reached out across the void and said, "This is who we were." That's our legacy. Civilizations on Earth will rise and fall, continents will move, but these two little spacecraft will carry our story forever. The Voyager missions teach us something huge. We're small in the grand scheme of things, but our curiosity is massive. Two small machines built with 1970s technology have traveled farther than anything humans have ever made, and they're still teaching us, still carrying our voice into the unknown. This is one of humanity's greatest achievements, pure engineering, science, and hope rolled into one. So what do you think? Will some alien civilization ever play that golden record and hear Chuck Berry or a baby laughing? Drop in the comments. Aliens will find it, or Voyager forever. If this story hit you in the feels, smash that like button, share it with your space-loving friends, and subscribe for more mind-blowing cosmic adventures. Voyager is still out there, whispering to us across the stars. Thank you, Voyager, from all of us.